C.S. Lewis once wrote, "Relying on God has to begin all over again every day as if nothing had yet been done." This profound insight speaks directly to the heart of our struggles with worry. When we allow anxiety to creep into our lives, aren't we essentially telling God that we don't trust Him with the intricate details of our existence? Imagine saying to God, "Thanks for creating the universe and for keeping my heart beating, but I'll take it from here." What an audacious declaration. Yet, every moment of worry whispers this sentiment to our Creator. Consider this: what burdens are you carrying that were never meant for your shoulders? It's time for a moment of raw honesty. How often have we failed in our attempts to play God? Can we commit today to give God His rightful place in our lives? Let's be real, you and I make terrible gods. We lose sleep, we stress over things we can't control, and we end up more exhausted than ever. The Bible offers us a lifeline: cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. It's a divine invitation to relinquish our worries. Imagine the peace that comes from letting God handle the night shifts. Martin Luther wisely said, "Pray and let God worry." Anxiety is a sign that we're trying to take control of areas meant for God alone. How liberating it is to realize that we're not God, and that's perfectly fine. In our surrender, we find freedom. So, as we journey together in this message, stay with me. Let's explore the depth of God's care and our need to trust Him more fully. If this resonates with you, please like and comment below. Share your thoughts and let's encourage one another. Now let's move on to the next part of our exploration into faith and trust. Can I get a "bless the Lord" from you? C.S. Lewis profoundly remarked, "God cannot give us a happiness and peace apart from Himself, because it is not there. There is no such thing." This truth becomes ever more evident when we realize the freedom found in surrendering the illusion of control. Let me share a personal story to illustrate this. I have 3 children ages 8, 5, and 1. My eldest, an 8-year-old, is petrified of thunderstorms. She fabricates reasons to escape her bed and join me at the slightest hint of rain. Yet, amid the thunder's roar and lightning's flash, she finds solace in my embrace, falling asleep almost instantly, her fears quelled. This experience taught me something profound about trust and security. When my children are near me, holding my hand or nestled in my arms, they find confidence and peace. Have you ever considered how much your Heavenly Father loves you and desires to comfort you in the same way? Perhaps some of you grew up without a father who provided comfort and security. It can be a source of deep pain, but know this: you have a Heavenly Father who is always there, whispering, "It's going to be okay." Can you let go of your burdens and trust Him with the details of your life? Why do we persist in worrying, losing sleep over problems beyond our control? God invites us to cast all our anxieties on Him because He cares deeply for us. As C.S. Lewis said, "There is no peace apart from Him." Imagine the relief of entrusting your worries to a God who never sleeps nor slumbers. While you rest, He continues to work. Can I get a shout of praise from you? You may be feeling overwhelmed right now, as if life is falling apart around you. Perhaps you're dealing with an unexpected divorce, a shocking diagnosis from a doctor, or a loved one in a hospital bed with limited time left. Maybe you've just lost your job and are unsure how to provide for your family this week. These are the moments when worry seems to take over, filling your mind with doubt and fear. Yet, in these times of deep anxiety, we are reminded of a powerful truth: worry signifies a lack of trust in God's plan. When we worry, we are essentially saying to God, "Thanks for everything you've done so far, but I don't trust you with what's coming next." This is a heavy burden to bear because, let's face it, we are not meant to handle these things alone. Think about it. Why do we struggle to trust God with the details of our lives? Why do we take on responsibilities that were never ours to begin with? It's because worry makes us believe that we have to be in control. But the reality is, we are not equipped to carry such weight. The Bible encourages us to cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you, 1 Peter 5 verse 7. This is an invitation to let go of our worries and allow God to take over. By surrendering our anxieties to God, we acknowledge that we are not in control, and that's okay. There is profound freedom in understanding that God, who has created the universe and sustains every heartbeat, is more than capable of handling our problems. When we let go, we make room for peace to enter our lives. So how do we move from being worriers to warriors? It starts with trust. Trust that God's plan is better than ours, even when we can't see the full picture. Trust that He is with us in our struggles and that His love for us is unwavering. This trust transforms our perspective, allowing us to face life's challenges with a newfound courage and strength. As you reflect on these words, consider what areas of your life you need to surrender to God. What worries are you holding on to that you need to let go of? Take a moment to commit those concerns to Him and experience the peace that comes from trusting in His perfect plan. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to like and comment below. Share your thoughts and let's support one another on this journey of faith. Stay with me as we continue to explore how we can live as victorious warriors, trusting in God's unwavering care and love. C.S. Lewis poignantly observed, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." This wisdom invites us to reflect deeply on our own struggles and worries. Are you in the midst of a storm that feels unending, where every corner you turn seems darker than the last? It's during these times of profound distress that trusting God becomes both the hardest and most essential act of faith. When the world seems to be falling apart, do you find yourself grasping for control, or can you let go and trust in a higher power? Consider this: what if your greatest trials are shaping you for something far greater than you can currently perceive? The Bible reassures us in Psalm 46 verse 10, "Let go of your concerns. Then you will know that I am God. I rule the nations. I rule the earth." This powerful verse calls us to cease our struggles and rest in the knowledge that God is in control. Instead of allowing our fears and anxieties to dictate our actions, we are called to focus on God, who is infinitely greater than any obstacle we face. In your darkest moments, what if you could shift your focus from the overwhelming circumstances to the Almighty? Imagine the peace that comes from acknowledging that God, who rules the universe, holds your life in His hands. With God by your side, fear loses its grip. C.S. Lewis poignantly stated, "God cannot give us a happiness and peace apart from Himself, because it is not there. There is no such thing." This insight strikes at the core of our human experience, emphasizing that true peace is found only in the presence of God. Have you ever found yourself exhausted, chasing after peace in the world's promises, only to find it slipping through your fingers? Perhaps you believe the lie that peace comes with the next achievement, the next relationship, or the next purchase. Yet, here you are, still searching. Let's pause and delve deeper. What are those fears and anxieties that keep you awake at night? Is it the worry of an uncertain future, the fear of losing control, or the haunting thoughts of past mistakes? We often deceive ourselves into thinking that we can control our lives, but this facade quickly crumbles when we face the inevitable uncertainties of life. When we worry, we are essentially allowing those uncontrollable aspects to dictate our lives, leaving us paralyzed and drained. Think about this: who or what is truly in control of your life? Is it your fears, your anxieties, or your relentless pursuit of worldly peace? God's peace, the peace that surpasses all understanding, is what we need, and it's accessible only through Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace. Worry blinds us, cripples our spirit, and saps our strength, making it impossible to move forward in the path God has set for us. Lewis also said, "We must lay before Him what is in us, not what ought to be in us." This calls for a surrender of our pretenses and an honest presentation of our fears and anxieties to God. Can we dare to let go of our illusion of control and place our trust entirely in God's hands? It's a profound shift from saying, God is in control, to actually living it out in faith. C.S. Lewis wisely observed, "The present is the point at which time touches eternity." This thought-provoking quote invites us to ponder the futility of worry. Reflecting on Corrie ten Boom's words, "Worry does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow, it empties today of its strength." We are reminded that anxiety drains our present moments of vitality. Worry is, in essence, misplaced faith, a belief in the worst-case scenario that may never unfold. How many times have you found yourself ensnared in a cycle of anxious thoughts, only to realize that the majority of your fears never materialize? Let's delve deeper into this. What are the recurring worries that haunt your mind? Are they not, more often than not, about situations that never come to pass? Statistics suggest that about 95% of our worries are unfounded. For the remaining 5% that do occur, God's grace is more than sufficient. As Lewis noted, relying on God has to begin all over again every day, as if nothing had yet been done. This daily renewal of trust is where we find our peace and strength. Jesus told us, "Sufficient for the day is its own trouble." Each day is endowed with enough grace for its challenges. When we project our fears into the future, we burden ourselves unnecessarily. The only thing awaiting us in tomorrow is God's grace, not the anxiety we often anticipate. Isn't it comforting to think that while we are fretting over what might happen, God is already there, working on our behalf? Think about the times when your worries have eclipsed your faith. Hasn't God always seen you through, even in ways you couldn't foresee? As we navigate life's uncertainties, let's keep our eyes fixed on our loving Heavenly Father. Lewis also wrote, "There are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind." This hope anchors us, reminding us that God's plans for us are beyond our wildest dreams. So let's engage with this message together. Reflect on how you can shift your focus from worry to trust. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's build a community of faith and encouragement. Your insights could be the beacon of hope someone else needs today. Now, let's move forward, discovering more about living in God's grace and strength.